2 years after The Force Awakens had recharged the Star Wars franchise, came this little film, or should I say a big one. Let's talk about episode number 8 of Star Wars, and that would be The Last Jedi. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dual, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a re-review of the 2017 epic space opera Star Wars The Last Jedi, released and distributed by Disney for Lucasfilm Limited. The film was written and directed by Rian Johnson, the 8th episode of the 9-part Skywalker Saga, featuring Mark Hamill, Adam Driver, Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, Oscar Isaac, Andy Serkis, Lupita Nyong'o, Domhnall Gleeson, and Anthony Daniels, plus Gwendolyn Christie, Kelly Marie Tran, Laura Dern, and Benicio del Toro, plus Carrie Fisher in our final performance, as this film was dedicated in memory of her, who had died just a year before this film was even released. So it would be the first posthumous film performance of hers. This time around, Rey is seeking the aid of Luke Skywalker in hopes of turning the tide for the Resistance in the fight against Kylo Ren in the First Order, while Leia, along with Finn and Poe, attempt to escape a First Order attack on the dwindling Resistance fleet. Now, first of all, before I get into the review, click on that card if you have not seen my re-reviews for the other Star Wars films, including The Force Awakens. I'll give you a few seconds to that, so you can click on that in case you might have missed a review, or if you would like to see them again before I get into this. Okay, that ought to do it. So, on with the story. Shortly after the Battle of Starkiller Base, General Leia Organa is leading the Resistance forces in evacuating their base when the First Order fleet arrives. Against Leia's orders, Poe leads a costly counterattack that destroys a First Order dreadnought. The remaining Resistance escapes into hyperspace, but the First Order uses a device to track them and attacks again. Kylo Ren hesitates to fire on the lead Resistance ship after sensing his mother Leia's presence on board, but his wingmen destroy the bridge, killing most of the Resistance's leaders. Leia is dragged into space but survives by using the Force. While she recovers, Vice Admiral Holdo assumes command of the Resistance. Running low on fuel, the remaining fleet is pursued by the First Order. On Ahch-To, Rey attempts to recruit Luke Skywalker to the Resistance. Under self-imposed exile, Luke refuses to help and says that the Jedi should end. After encouragement from R2-D2, he agrees to give Rey 3 lessons in the ways of the Force. Rey and Kylo begin communicating through the Force, which puzzles them both. Kylo tells Rey that Luke feared his power. Luke confesses that he momentarily contemplated killing Kylo upon sensing that Snoke was corrupting him, which prompted Kylo to destroy Luke's new Jedi Order. Convinced that Kylo can be redeemed, Rey leaves Ahch-To, and Luke prepares to burn the Jedi library, but hesitates. The spirit of Luke's master Yoda appears and destroys the library by summoning a bolt of lightning. He encourages Luke to learn from his failure. Meanwhile, Poe entrusts Finn, Mechanic Rose, and BB-8 with a secret mission to disable the First Order's tracking device. Maz Kanata directs them to the casino town of Canto Bight, where they meet the hacker DJ. Pursued by the local security, they escape Canto Bight with the help of stable hand children and racing animals they set free. Finn, Rose, and DJ infiltrate Snoke's flagship but are captured by Captain Phasma. Rey also infiltrates the flagship and is captured by Kylo, who brings her before Snoke. Snoke reveals that he connected their minds to discover Luke's whereabouts. Holdo plans to evacuate the remaining members of the Resistance using small transport vessels. Believing her plan cowardly and futile, Poe leads a mutiny. A recovered Leia stuns Poe with a blaster and proceeds with the evacuation. Holdo remains aboard the ship as a decoy to mislead Snoke's fleet as the others flee to the abandoned base on Crate. DJ buys his freedom by revealing the Resistance's plan to General Hux, and the First Order fleet begins firing on the evacuation transports, destroying many. Now for the final act in the ending. You know the procedure like always. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, please continue on. Okay, you've been warned. Ordered to kill Rey, Kylo instead kills Snoke and defeats his Praetorian Guard with her help. Rey hopes that Kylo has abandoned the dark side, but he instead asks her to rule the galaxy with him. Refusing, she battles him for control of Luke's lightsaber, bisecting the weapon. Holdo sacrifices herself by slicing through Snoke's flagship at light speed. Crippling the First Order fleet, Rey escapes the destruction while Kylo declares himself Supreme Leader. BB-8 frees Finn and Rose, and they defeat Phasma and join the survivors on Crate. When the First Order arrives, Poe, Finn, and Rose attack with obsolete speeders. Rey and Chewbacca draw TIE fighters away in the Millennium Falcon, while Rose stops Finn from sacrificing himself. First Order penetrates the Resistance fortress using a siege cannon. Luke appears and confronts the First Order, allowing the surviving Resistance to escape. Kylo orders the First Order's force to fire on Luke, but they fail to harm him. He then engages Luke in a lightsaber duel. Upon striking Luke, Kylo realizes that Luke is not physically present by projecting his image through the Force. Rey helps the remaining Resistance escape on the Falcon. Exhausted, Luke dies peacefully on Ahch-To, becoming one with the Force. Rey and Leia sense his death, and Leia tells Rey that the Resistance can rise again. At Canto Bight, the Sable Hands recount the story of Luke Skywalker. Afterward, one of them moves a broom with the Force and gazes into space. End of story. So what did I think of Star Wars The Last Jedi? Well, it's mostly pretty good. I mean, I know a lot of Star Wars fans have their issues with this film. I understand. I kind of do as well because it kind of goes from one thing to another and what have you. Yeah, that's kind of a downside for me and what have you. But nevertheless, it still had some good stuff, like its ensemble cast. Aside from the returning Mark Hamill and the late great Carrie Fisher, plus Anthony Daniels once again voicing C-3PO, plus Adam Driver as Kylo Ren, Daisy Ridley as Rey, John Boyega as Finn, Oscar Isaac as Poe, Andy Serkis as Snoke, Lupita Nyong'o as Maz Kanata, Domhnall Gleeson as General Hux, plus Gwendolyn Christie as Captain Phasma, Kelly Marie Tran as Rose, and Laura Dern as Vice Admiral Holdo. Oh yes, and Benicio del Toro as DJ. Yeah. Now Frank Oz makes a return as Yoda who appears as a Force spirit. Jun Suotamo appears as old Chewie again, taking on the role from Peter Mayhew after previously serving as his body double in the last film. Mayhew, who suffered from chronic knee and back pain, was credited as the Chewbacca consultant. Anyway, really good. I forgot to mention that Kenny Baker, who originally did R2-D2, passed away a year after The Force Awakens came out, and Jimmy V takes over. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, it's still got some good stuff like that. The direction from Ryan Johnson isn't too bad. Also, the musical score, once again done by John Williams, was good. The visual effects and action sequences and emotional weight were well received as well. Yeah. Yeah, and it got nominated for numerous awards. However, reviewers did characterize this as divisive among audiences. One said that found that dissatisfied fans saw the film as too progressive, disliked its humor, plot, or character arcs, or felt betrayed. They ignored fan theories. Well, yes, I in a way do agree with that. And reviewers stated that the fan theories were held so strongly among some viewers that it was difficult for them to accept different stories, but that other viewers appreciated the film's action, tone, and deviation from Star Wars tradition. That I can say, but I do agree that while some reviewers do have their issues and what have you with this film, and again, as always, I'm an understanding person. But with all that said, with a great cast, a great direction and action and all that jazz, and a score from John Williams again, would I recommend Star Wars: The Last Jedi? Well, it's kind of going to be a draw between hell yeah and give it a one-time watch. If you feel like this, if you feel like you're one of those who listen to the reviewers saying that it's divisive and what have you on the stuff that I mentioned, then it's a one-time watch. Then it's give it a one-time watch. But if you're a hardcore completionist of Star Wars, then hell yeah. So it's a draw between those two. Enough said, okay? I do think the film's good, but I don't consider it to be one of the best. Although it would go on to be the second highest grossing Star Wars film, making over $1 billion worldwide. And it would also become the highest grossing film of 2007 and ninth highest grossing film of all time during its theatrical run. So, what are your thoughts on Star Wars: The Last Jedi? Please tell me in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. And join me next time when I bring to you a re-review of the recent installment, and that would be The Rise of Skywalker. So thanks for watching, and if you like this, consider checking out my reviews for some of these other films. In the upper left-hand corner is my spoiler-free review for Top Gun Maverick. The upper right-hand corner is, let me think, would be a review of the recent action thriller known as Ambulance. Or if you would like something that's not action-packed and what have you, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my spoiler-free review of Hollywood Stargirl, which has already gotten 100 views in less than a week. That's gone more views faster than any other video I have done to date since the Zoom TV log I did earlier this year. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.